They say good things always come to us. So we said patient pays. And of course, today we are again on it. Winners never quit. We shall continue winning. And of course, we shall not give up so soon. So we are starting with Inter Milan versus Pisa. This is the first game, and of course we know that Inter Milan was beaten seriously by Arsenal in Champions League, but I believe this team always come back stronger. And Inter Milan in the last 3 matches, of course they won 3, lost 1, that is against Arsenal, and drew 1. And of course Pisa sometimes also proved to be very stubborn, though in the recent last 5 games they managed to draw 3, lost 2, so they haven't picked any win in the last 5 games. And of course currently they sit in the 19th position in that league, and of course Inter Milan sit in the first position. So if you also to look at head to head for these 2 games, for these 2 teams, Inter Milan has won, that is for last year, won 1 and then draw 1 with Pisa, and then Pisa has not beaten Inter Milan in the last 2 games. Yes, so in this game we're going with a straight win for Inter Milan. Yeah, Inter Milan straight win. Then when you go to Belgium first division, that is Turkish versus Genk 2. Yeah, so this team is very good, by the way. Turkish is very good, and then Jong not doing quite well, but of course any team that is in Belgium, you know, always goals are scored there. And of course Turkish is sit in the 2nd position in the league, and Genk too sit in the 13th position. And if you to look at their matches, of course in the last 5 games, Turkish of course won 2, draw 1 and lost 2, and of course Genk 2 or lost 3, won 1 and draw 1. And this gives us a bold move that we need to trust Turkish to take all the 3 points. So a win for the home team. Then the 3rd game in this first ticket is Cambuur versus FC Eindhoven. That one we know that in Netherlands League. So Cambuur has been doing quite very well, and currently they sit in a 2nd position. And of course in the last 5 games they won 4 and they draw 1. And of course you look at FC Eindhoven, of course they won also 3, lost 2. But seeing the positions for FC Eindhoven, of course they sit in a 13th position. But all in all, if you to look at the head-to-head meeting in the last 5 games, of course they actually they won 3, that is Cambuur won 2 and they draw 2, and FC Eindhoven won 1. But goals are always playing there. There's only the last match, I think there are 2 games whereby Cambuur won 2-0, but always they're scoring 4-2, 3-1, like that, and then 2-2, that draw that they made. So always goals are scored. So in this game we are going with over 1.5 in this game. So this is the first ticket. Inter Milan versus Pisa, home win. Turkish versus Genk 2, we're going with home team to win. And Cambuur versus FC Eindhoven, we are going with over 1.5. That is the first ticket. Then when you go to the 2nd ticket, it's always good to look at this Turkish league, and this is Transfer versus Kasim Pasa. That is in Turkish league, and we know that the goalkeeper for this is from Manchester United, Andre Onana, trying to keep his team on top there. So his team sits actually in 3rd position, and Kaspar of course sits in the 15th position in Turkish league. And of course a transfer in the last 5 matches, they lost 3, managed to pick 2 wins in the last 5 games. And Kaspar really, there's no win in the last 5 matches, so they managed to draw 3 and lost 2. So in this game we are going with over 1.5. in this game, because Casper sit in 15th position, transfer 3rd position, and they are not doing quite bad. So any team can score. That is why we're going with over 1.5, or the game can end 2-0 or 1-1. So we need to be safe. The second game in this ticket as well, it is Haure versus PSV, Paris Saint-Germain, who really almost break people's heart last time. And all in all, PSG is still in the 2nd position in the league. Lens is still leading there. And of course, you look at their last 5 games, they lost, of course, 2 and managed to pick 3 wins in the last 5 games. And Aure, of course, lost 4, only 1 win in the last 5 matches. So it will be quite difficult for them to contain PSG pressure in this coming match. So in this game, we shall give PSG to win. Just a straight win for Paris Saint-Germain. Derby versus West Brom. This is in championship. We know that Derby is sitting in the 10th position. West Brom sit in the 19th position, and really is doing bad at the moment. Not doing quite well, because West Brom registered 4 losses in the last 5 games and only managed to pick 1 win, which is quite alarming for them. But Derby managed to pick 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5 games, and they are not doing bad. But these also 2 teams have ever met. Derby has won 4 in the last 5, of course, 4 meetings, won 4, and there's no draw, and West Ham has not beaten. So it's kind of, you see that Derby got a upper hand of winning this game. But you know, with this league, to play safe, to be safe, let's go with also over 1.5 here, because the match may end 2-0, but we don't know which side. And with the championship, there is always a lot of surprises. There is no obvious case in championship. I believe those who watch this game, you can trust. Even the last bottom team can't surprise someone in the 2nd position. That's why we're not risking with the Derby win, but we're going with over 1.5. Then the 3rd game ticket is Darmstadt versus Nurnberg. This is, of course, you know, in Bundesliga. And right now, Darmstadt sits in the 3rd position, and Nurnberg sit in the 8th position in the league. And if you're to look at the last 5 matches for Darmstadt, of course, they managed to pick 3 wins and 2 losses in the last 5 games. And Nurnberg managed to pick 2 wins, 2 losses, and only 1 draw in the last 5 games. So all in all, these games kind of tricky, but somehow I'm going to trust the home team to take all the 3 points here. Darmstadt, I'm trusting them to take all the 3 points based on their performance, and always they're surprising actually many teams. So let's go with a win in this game. The second game there for after Darmstadt, because it's in the 3rd ticket, it's Levante versus Elche. Now, Elche, of recent, it's not doing quite bad, but it's a surprise last time that they pick a win with Sevilla. The match ended 2-2. Yes, so in the last 5 games, Elche picked 2 draws, lost 2, only managed to pick 1 win. And Levante also managed to pick 3 draw, 2 losses, and 1 win in the last 5 games. But if you're to follow their records head-to-head meeting between these 2 teams, Levante and Elche, you find that Levante got a upper hand of actually topping this game or winning this very match. But for us to be safe always, we need to avoid straight win in such a game, because with La Liga, there is always a lot of surprises at the last minutes with the full of draws. So Levante at the moment, of course, they had that head-to-head meeting with this Elche, and you'll find that Levante won 3, there's 1 draw, and Elche managed only to beat Levante once in the last 5 meetings. So this gives us upper hand. Let's guard Levante. We shall guard Levante is at home in this game. They either win or they draw. The last game of today in this ticket is St. Paul versus Nurnberg. Yes, it's in Bundesliga again. Tough one, but we must make a decision in this. This is a game that I'm going with under 3.5. Yes, I'm going with under 3.5 because if you to look at them, the last 5 meeting, of course, the last 5 games, St. Paul lost 2, drew 2, and managed to pick 1 win. And of course, Hamburg drew 3, lost 1, and only managed to pick 1 win in the last 5 games. So that one clearly states that we need to go with actually under 3.5. It's a risky one, but the game may end even 0-0 or 1-2 or 2-1. But we don't expect many goals in this game because it's a tricky one. Everyone is trying to avoid relegation.